Today, I only want dating if it's fake.
Oh my God, you for real? No, you for fake.
Yes.
There's no romance. What's the point? Just kidding. Maybe.
Yo, it's Ann, aka Antagonist. Welcome back to my channel. Do y'all like the upgrade? Let me upgrade. Nobody asked for that. I'm so sorry if this is your introduction to me. It's Romance Trope Thursdays, a series on my channel where I do a deep dive into a different romance trope in each video. And when I say deep dive, I mean deep. We go into the history, the different iterations of the trope, and then I end it off with TV, book, and movie recommendations. Come on now. Last time we addressed friends to lovers. So if you missed that video, make sure to check out the Romance Trope Thursday playlist. I'll have linked up in the card. Let's not stall anymore. Here's my take on fake dating. Let's get into it.
I just had the unpleasant sensation of hearing you referred to as my husband.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to tell you about that. I registered as Mr. and Mrs.
Fake dating is a very, very modern trope. So much so that you would be lucky to find it in any type of classical literature. Trust me, I tried, I found nothing. Which does make sense given the type of society when most classical literature was written. Marriage was one of the biggest factors into a person's socioeconomic status, so they didn't have time to play around.
No, ma'am.
Back in the day, fake dating would have zero benefits, especially for a woman. They would just get married. So marriage of convenience would be the closest thing to fake dating you would have had at the time, but in a way that wasn't special because most marriages at the time were for convenience sake and were transactional. The earliest hint I could find of the trope was in 1934's It Happened One Night. The film is often deemed as the first rom-com ever. And that rom-com actually won the Big Five Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Actor/Actress, Best Director, and Best Screenplay. In the movie, a spoiled heiress named Ellie elopes with a man who is clearly only after her money in order to spite her wealthy father who wants to have the marriage annulled. Ellie runs away and meets Peter, a recently unemployed reporter who agrees to help her reunite with her husband if she agrees to give him an exclusive story. And back then, a man and a woman traveling alone and staying at hotels whilst being unmarried was frowned upon. So they're forced to pretend to be attached as husband and wife during their travels. However, as you'll notice, the fake dating aspect isn't at the core of the story. And in early Hollywood, this is the most common way that fake dating will show itself in film. The earliest iteration of the trope I could find in which fake dating is at the core of the story is in the 1940s film, The Doctor Takes a Wife. In the film, June Cameron, a best-selling author on women's rights issues, and a medical academic, Dr. Timothy Sterling, find that it's to their mutual advantage to falsely claim that they are married after a false rumor starts. But following the 1940s, representation of the fake dating trope remains pretty sparse. Until we get to 1987 with the theatrical release of Can't Buy Me Love, which I consider the blueprint to all modern fake dating movies that we know and love today. The film stars Patrick Dempsey, who plays Ronald, an unpopular nerd, and the late Amanda Peterson, who plays Cindy, a popular cheerleader. In the movie, Cindy finds herself in a predicament because she borrows her mother's expensive leather jacket, which someone spills red wine all over. And she can't afford to get it replaced before her mom finds out. So Ronald agrees to pay $1,000 for a new jacket in exchange of Cindy pretending to be his girlfriend for a month. The film has a lot of fun, games, and antics that I think are synonymous with the chaos that came with the early 2000s and early 2000s rom-coms. Like, I love me some early 2000s rom-coms. I swear by them. But they were chaotic, sis.
Wow,
chaotic.
crazy.
Now today, fake dating's PR and marketing team have been working overtime, and it's been able to show its face in many forms of media.
Now, ask me nicely.
Ask me nicely what?
Ask me nicely to marry you, Margaret.
What does that mean?
You heard me. On your knee.
Fake dating is one of the least natural romance tropes. Hence, very specific scenarios have to be present in order for fake dating to occur. We're gonna go over the most common fake dating scenarios by dividing them into two broad categories. Since fake dating is such a contrived trope, you need the character's situation and motivations to align in order for them to agree to enter a fake dating scenario. So, first we look at character's situation. So the first situation we have is perpetual singlehood. I know a little too much about that one. This is when the character is hopelessly and totally single, whether that be by choice and not wanting to be in a relationship or bad luck. Then we have recent unattachment, which is when the character recently came out of a relationship, usually not of their own choice. And the last situation is convoluted interest, which is kind of a catch-all situation. It's usually when the character actually has feelings for the person that they're going to enter into the fake dating scenario situation with, and they've just used it as a roundabout way to get to know them, to be with them, or just to be able to express their romantic interest without actually fully being vulnerable. Then, once we establish the person's situation, we can move on to the reasoning for the fake dating scenario. So, the first reasoning,
I literally just died dead.
the first common reasoning is the partner bluff. When you bluff that you have a partner, whether that be to avoid unwanted attention, to save face in front of friends and family, or you want to pretend to have a partner just to get by. It could also be for your image, or you just flat out lied to people about being in a relationship and now they've called your bluff, so you gotta pull up with the receipts,
I want to see the receipts.
aka somebody on your arm. Then we have Operation Citizenship. This one's a little more serious and risky than the other fake dating scenarios, in which you need someone to pretend to be with you in a relationship so that you can secure your citizenship in a certain country, aka green card marriage. Once the couple is actually married, that does fall into marriage of convenience territory, but in the engagement stage and the dating part, that would count as fake dating. And then we have Operation Jealousy, in which the two people fake date to make their ex-partner or somebody that they're interested in jealous. An honorable mention is the beard, in which two people date each other to cover up one person's sexual orientation. That is not popular in romance for obvious reasons, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention it. And most fake dating stories fall into a combination of these situations and reasonings. You can mix and match, you can have some fun. And mixing and matching the reasoning and the situations can make for more interesting dynamics in a fake dating situation.
Okay, let's get this deal straight. One last time. Now, you can have Saturday nights, but only if you ask me in advance.
Okay, I'm asking you in advance. Will you go to the prom with me?
I'm gonna do that stupid dance.
The fake dating formula. When you get it right, it's delicious. When you're trying to make your fake dating formula, first, it takes two people. That part is obvious. Then, your first ingredient is reasoning, as in the reason that the fake dating is happening in the first place. Preferably a good one to get people invested. Oops, a spill. That's okay. Love is messy. That being said, the next ingredient is a dash of delulu, aka the audience suspension of disbelief, because you gotta be a bit delusional to have fun. Next, we want to shake up our ingredients by putting the couple into situations where they have to appear in love. This includes popular tropes like the one bed trope, people asking them what they like about each other, and being forced into showing copious amounts of PDA. Then we have the lightning rod ingredient, which is when the couple starts to question if what they're doing is fake or if they actually like each other. Do they like me for real, or is it all an act?
God, you for real? No, you for
We
fake.
don't know. And when both characters finally admit to each other that the love has turned real or was real all along, then we finally get lovers.
It was nice acting.
You too.
Almost thought that kiss was real.
All right, let's get negative. What are the most popular criticisms of the fake dating trope? The first one that comes to mind is that it's unrealistic. Admittedly, fake dating is one of the more unrealistic romance tropes that there are, and there is a sort of expectation of suspense of disbelief when it comes to fake dating stories, especially when it's happening between two adults. It's like you do, to some extent, have to willingly forego your sense of logic and reasoning to just sit and have fun, because a lot of the scenarios that require fake dating don't make sense, are frankly kind of dumb, and make you question the sanity of your characters just a little. Just a little. Like, people don't really do this. Do they? Please. The second area of criticism is the consent part. So regularly, people are allowed to draw clear boundaries when it comes to emotional and physical consent. But fake dating makes that a little tricky, because the point of fake dating is the public aspect, as in you're putting on a show for other people. And in those moments where you want to save face as a couple, it can create quite uncomfortable and unnatural situations, like people asking the couple to kiss in front of everybody, which happens all the time in these fake dating movies, but in real life, like, you ask that, you're a weirdo. Like, what is going on?
It's getting weird.
You're weird. you're a weirdo. But in those moments, the element of choice isn't 100% there because they can't exactly say no without risking exposing the entire situation. Often this is rectified and softened with us seeing the point of view of both characters and knowing that they actually want to kiss the other person, or we can see the characters come to a specific agreement before the fake dating situation occurs, which can help alleviate some of that uncomfortableness. But in the absence of those factors, things can get pretty gray.
Closer. If this is to work, you must appear madly in love.
Now, I previously discussed how this trope is often deemed as unrealistic and it just doesn't happen in real life. But it might not be as unrealistic as some people claim. We're all pretty familiar with the idea of PR stunts and couples. Quiet as it's kept, we do know that some celebrities benefit greatly from certain public relationships over others. And many have speculated and accused certain celebrity couples for being straight up PR stunts. Of course, no one would confirm that, but there are some couples that we have seen get together for what could be deemed as advantageous reasons and then actually sticking it out. So whether they were always together for real from the jump, or maybe they got together for other reasons and just happened to fall in love, we'll never know. A softer iteration of this is when actors play a couple on screen and they play up their chemistry during press tours, which leads to speculation, rumors, eyeballs, attention, and eventually cash, cash, money, cash. And although a lot of these couples don't claim to be dating, we could call it a lie by omission of sorts, because they don't refute nor do they confirm the relationship, but we know they're benefiting from the rumors and speculation. So in that sense, I think fake dating is one of the more realistic, unrealistic tropes.
To meet a beautiful woman is one thing, but to meet your best friend and the most beautiful of women is something entirely apart.
Fake dating is able to create a scenario in which characters are pushed to be vulnerable with each other, while also being able to hide behind the guise of it all being fake and for reasons other than romantic interest. So that makes things interesting when two people who wouldn't normally be together are forced to spend time together, to learn about each other's likes, dislikes, and quirks, and to do general coupley things while not having to admit their feelings for each other. Fake dating gives the appeal of seeing your couple together while still allowing space for yearning and intrigue. It almost eliminates the risk of boredom that could occur when just watching a couple get together from the start. You're able to get some will they, won't they, angst, pining, and a slow burn of sorts all at once because of the situation that fake dating creates. Also, fake dating is so fun. It's one of those romance tropes that really gives space for humor, and as I've said before, it reminds me a lot of the chaos yet finesse of the early 2000s rom-coms. We're here to have a good time, baby, and fake dating certainly does that. On to the recommendations.
I need you to know that I like you, Peter Kavinsky. And not in a fake way.
When it comes to my recommendations for fake dating shows, it's a little more complicated. There are only 2 shows on this list that have a central plot of fake dating in the show, which is Daphne and Simon from Bridgerton Season 1 and Captain Ree and Yoon Siri from Crash Landing on You. For these other shows, I will make concerted effort to put in the episode where the fake dating occurs. So, Nick and Jess from New Girl have a fake dating scenario early on in Season 1. Danny and Mindy from The Mindy Project have a fake dating episode in Season 2. Booth and Brennan from Bones have a fake dating scenario in Season 5, and I'm sure there's many more. Sunny and Chad have a fake dating scenario in Season 1 of the show. Jake and Amy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine have a fake dating scenario in Season 3, I believe. Finally, for shows, Maya and Jerome have a fake dating scenario in House of Anubis. That one is good. I remember dying over that one. Yeah. For movies, I have Can't Buy Me Love, obviously, and then To All the Boys I've Loved Before, which is so funny that they don't mention Can't Buy Me Love in the film when they reference 1,000 other 80s movies, except for the one that it's literally taking so much inspiration from. The Proposal, it's probably my favorite and the funniest fake dating movie I've watched. I'd also recommend Just Go With It, Pretty Woman, and It Happened One Night. For books, I'd recommend The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, If I Never Met You by Mary McFarlane, Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert, The Wedding Crasher by Mia Sosa, and finally The Hunger Games trilogy by Suzanne Collins. Whether that be the books or the movies, to this day, that is the most interesting and best reason I've ever seen for fake dating. And they made it in a tragic sense, which, like, they were fake dating for their lives. For their lives. My goodness. Miss Suzanne, Miss Collins, you did that, sis. You did that. You did. All right, thanks for watching my video. Hope that you liked it. Tell me if you like the fake dating trope. What are your favorite iterations of it? Least favorite? Do you not like it? Why? Tell me. Join in the discourse down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for 2,000 subscribers. It's insane. Can't even, I'm just so happy y'all are here. So happy that you watch my videos. I just want to shout out my appreciation some more. To those who aren't subscribed, what are you doing? Don't you know that you become 90% hotter if you subscribe? Ask the people who are already, ask the 2,000. They know. They've become 99% hotter since they've clicked the subscribe button. So if you want to stay as you are, that's fine, but I'm just trying to help you out. It's for you, it's not for me. It's for you. I'm trying to help you out. All right, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.